Hello and welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today's video going to be a two-parter. First part is a wee profile of a young player Celtic are said to be targeting. Covers left wing, right wing and also main striker, a young man called Louie Barry. And so we'll be having a look at some stats for him, analysis for him, and also a 4 or 5 minute little highlight reel taken from a larger version available through a different channel on YouTube. And second part, we'll be updating on a few wee transfer stories and rumours, with one definite player leaving Celtic and a few other rumours of ins and outs, but nothing as yet confirmed with those. So, as I was saying, Celtic are said to be closely looking at a young English player who also is qualified for Ireland, young man called Louie Barry. Rather interesting past history. Started off at West Brom, then went at the age of 16 to Barcelona, then came back to Aston Villa for around about £1 million. Since then, he's had several loan spells of varying success. Most recently, a very successful loan period at Stockport. He has been on loan at Stockport in Division 1 in England since the start of the season, and he's now been recalled by Aston Villa and will not be going back to Stockport for the second half of the season. At least that's the current plan. With Stockport in this half season up to January, his stats for them: 24 games, a very impressive 16 goals and 3 assists. And over his whole career at Stockport, Aston Villa, and his other loan clubs, which include Salford, MK Dons, Ipswich, and Swindon, his record on all first team football: 122 games, 35 goals, 12 assists. And so clearly this short half season at Stockport has made up the great bulk of those goals. Almost half of the goals he's scored in his career have been in the last 4 or 5 months or so. Has played for England at under 15, under 16, under 17 and under 18 level, and also for Ireland at under 15 and under 16 level. He signed a new contract with Aston Villa in August of 2024. However, details of how long that contract is for and whether there are any release clauses, etc., isn't available as far as I can see through the internet or via various different other information sites and Celtic and footballing scouting sites. 5'9" tall, 21 years old, around about 10 stones in weight. As said, primarily a left winger. The thought was that Celtic would be looking to loan Louie Barry either for the second half of the season or possibly similar to the Paddy Roberts loan in Rodgers' first spell, a more longer loan of a year or 2 years potentially. All that will be thrashed out, and it's not thought that any loan deal or even transfer will be finalised until right at the end of the transfer window, as Aston Villa are said to be weighing up whether they want to keep him, send him out back on loan, sell him, or keep him in their first team squad for the second half of the English Premier League season. So, going to pop in those highlights. After that, we'll have my own wee thoughts and analysis of him as a player from this extracted scouting video and several others available elsewhere on YouTube. my own thoughts, having watched that longer video, which we've taken extracts there from, and several other wee scouting videos and highlight videos available elsewhere on YouTube, is that Louie Barry is clearly a very talented young footballer, lots of pace, very good skills at dribbling, tends to be a player with very good agility and fitness, great acceleration, can beat the player well, hitting the byline and crossing back. Primarily right footed, although he is able to use his left foot. One of his major weaknesses from scouting reports is he's rather weak in the air, not terribly strong on the ball, quite easily knocked off the ball, and also not particularly good at holding up the ball if the ball's knocked up to him from midfield or defence. However, does have great vision for a pass, particularly when he is linking up with other players. His crossing ability is generally good, although quite often, as you can see from the highlight video, his pass and cross doesn't always quite reach the target player in the box, although that is significantly improving with time. Good vision, good versatility as well. As I said, he does cover left wing primarily, but does cut in very well to score from the wide left position, and does very successfully works through the middle as a main striker and can swap over to right wing if required. And as you can also see from the video, good ability with long shots from the edge of the box and just outside, and also very reliable penalty taker as well, as you can see from the video. And one who would have thought with those abilities, with long shots, passing, crossing, and good finishing skills, that he might also be a player over the years who might become a very dangerous player for corner kicks and free kicks in and around the goal area. His season rating so far with Stockport on loan was 7.52 as an average, which is an excellent and clearly very talented young player. My major thought with Louie Barry would be that Aston Villa are only, it's thought, willing to release him on loan, and the question is whether Celtic should be really looking for a permanent player in that position to act as a backup for Kuhn, Maeda, Forrest, Yang, etc., and over the next year or two become the dedicated number one in that position, taking over in time from Dyson Maeda, and in the meantime moving up to be the dedicated number three. However, if we only get him on loan, it's difficult to see his career progressing with Celtic, anything like that. So, I think personally, at 21 years old, with all those skills, if Celtic could get him on a transfer and a permanent deal, I think that would be ideal. If Villa are willing to look at a loan for the rest of the season with a specific fee at the end of that for a permanent deal, that also would be a definite option, I think, for Celtic. I think if it's simply a loan, Celtic probably should stay clear, but I would be delighted to see your own thoughts and feelings regarding that, so do put that in the comment section if you so wish. Wee quick update on transfers, loans, ins and outs. It's confirmed as of yesterday that Odin Thiago Holm will be going off to play on loan with LAFC in Major League Soccer. Their season starts in February and runs right through to October. And so it would be Odin Thiago Holm won't be back at Celtic until the very end of October or the start of November. However, it does look like LAFC are looking to play him on a regular starting basis rather than any form of backup. And so it could well be when he's playing 1-2 games per week that really brings him on, and that for the start of 2026, we've got the fully rounded, fit, capable, experienced version of Odin Thiago Holm that we hoped we would have a couple of years ago when we signed him from Norwegian football. A lot of confusion regarding Louie Palma's situation at Celtic. Yesterday, there were a lot of stories that he was on his way to Rayo Vallecano in Spain, the La Liga. Then there were multiple stories saying that Rayo Vallecano had been given a ban by FIFA for registering, transferring, loaning any players in and out. However, that now seems to have been disproven. But some Celtic sites and sports sites are saying that Louie Palma is going to be at Rayo Vallecano within the next day or two. Several other sites are saying the complete opposite. And as per what I said myself yesterday in yesterday's video, it does look like Brendan Rodgers is not going to be releasing Louie Palma until the very end of this transfer window at the very earliest. And may well be looking to keep Louie Palma for the duration of the season. I suspect that's because of the injury worries we've had with Dyson Maida, Nicholas Kuhn, and James Forrest. And so, unless Celtic do get in a couple of players to cover wide positions in the rest of this transfer window, I can't see Louie Palma leaving Celtic until the summer at the earliest. But things can develop quickly, so you never know. It does appear that Lazio have decided that Gustav Isaksson is surplus to requirements there. They have set, according to some sources, a £17 million transfer fee for him. Other sources are saying that Lazio will be looking for £12.5 million for Isaksson at this time. However, it's also thought that Isaksson is not keen in any way to come to Scottish football, and so if he was to leave Lazio, he would be looking to go to one of the other European leagues instead of coming to Scotland. So I really think there's no future in that deal. One other wee interesting name that's cropped up on multiple sites is a young Irish striker called Mason Melia. He is 17 years old, plays for St Patrick's Athletic. He had a successful season aged 16, even more successful a season now that he's 17. And he is said to be getting courted by Celtic, Bologna, Spurs, Brighton, and many, many other clubs. But it's important, having said all that, that Mason Melia can't leave Irish football, it would appear, until he is aged 18. And so the earliest he could move on would be September of 2025, when he'll be 18. And so it's thought that this might well be a move for him joining football in the UK, either in Scotland or in England, in the winter of 2026. So just really to keep you informed of a name that's been mentioned as being linked to Celtic, but it does appear that if he was to come to Scotland, to Celtic, the earliest that would be this time next year. That just about finishes things off for today. There's not been any updates on the situation regarding Greg Taylor's contract or a move away from Celtic in the short or term future or in the summer, nor any updates on any definite signing or move for Kieran Tierney coming into the club, or for that matter, any other player coming into the club or leaving the club for definite. But we'll do my best to update that in tomorrow's post-match review of the Dundee match, which will be kicking off in a few hours' time. And so until the next video, goodbye and hail, hail.